no one is coming to help you. I put out a alert yesterday that notified you that ISIS and Al-Qaeda had called for their followers to attack Christians at their churches, at their events, and to come after you. And they described exactly how that was going to happen. You can see it in the video up here. And I heard from a lot of you that said, did I call the FBI? Did I call Homeland Security? Does the federal government know about this? Yes, of course they know about it. And I don't mean to be flippant. I am just so tired of the federal government not notifying you of terrorist threats that come up. And in this video, we're going to talk about why they're not telling you these threats and why you have to hear about these threats from people like me. To be clear, how I found out about this information is because they tell us. Every day, I scour Al-Qaeda and ISIS Telegram channels. I do have, I don't want to get into how I do it, but to be clear, I used to be a narcotics detective. I was California's narcotics detective of the year. I understand how to operate online in undercover capacity. And that's what I do. And I uncover this information. And in this example from yesterday, it was their newsletter that they put out to all their followers, and they told lone wolf actors, and that's the term they use sometimes, to go attack Christians at their churches in Europe and the United States. And this is happening. And what I told you yesterday was that I have noticed a trend that when they put that call out, a church gets attacked somewhere in the United States. And we've seen that repeatedly when they put that out. It's a valid question that you have. Does the FBI know about it? Well, let's go back to Coeur, Idaho, my home state. And let's talk about an incident that happened just last year. And in there, ISIS called for people to attack, and an 18-year-old man in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, heard that call and was making plans to attack churches by doing an active shooter incident at multiple churches on a Sunday. On the Saturday before his attacks, the FBI moved and took him into custody. But no churches were notified. How churches were notified that this happened was from his arrest and things that happened in the newspapers and on the news and online. Insane to me that they don't let us know that there are planned threats against churches. This is why I created Christian Warrior Training, to give you free training and to also give you intelligence. That's a whole nother component of Christian Warrior. So we have a whole intelligence branch where we keep track of stuff, and all the people you tell me to follow, I'm already talking to all those people already. I am in a couple of different intelligence groups where we share information and then we share it to you. A lot of this information comes from police officers and federal agents that are believers, that know that I have a large following. And they give me the information, know that I'm going to disseminate it without burning them. I understand how to get that info. So sometimes I'll put information out and you ask for a source and I can't give it, because if I give it, I'm going to burn a person and they'll lose their job. And that's the person that we want to stay in government because they are helping us, right? Other times, like yesterday, I have the newsletter. And if the social media site allows me to put it out, I put it out. Yesterday, I put the full newsletter written in Arabic on my Substack at ChristianWarriorTraining.com. It's Substack. I'm allowed to do that. You can go over and verify what I've been talking about. But why doesn't the government tell us these attacks are happening? Number one is fear of panic. It prevents them from pushing information out. They are afraid of making you afraid instead of being prepared. We're all grown adults. We know that there's terrorism in the world. They should tell us. Basically, it's not the agent level. Those people are fine. It's the administrators. The administrators are an absolute joke, and they're the ones that make it so this information can't come out. You have high thresholds for what qualifies as credible. It means that propaganda calling for church attacks rarely results in any kind of an alert. They look at it as propaganda, not intelligence. I'm sure somewhere somebody's made the connection that every time they call for an attack, somebody does it. I don't understand. I get what they're saying. They're saying it's just propaganda. It's not true intelligence. It actually is. They also have investigative secrecy, and they keep details locked away even when lives are at risk. I can tell you there were multiple times I was working complex drug investigations, and I was told by superiors to not talk about it. And I refused, and I would go talk to patrol officers, and they would go like, hey, I got some information for you. And I had a network of people that would come out and tell me more information that helped me succeed. Administrators will often prevent the hardworking people in these intelligence agencies from creating bulletins to alert you. Last thing is, there's no public warning system anymore. A lot of you ask me, am I going to raise the alert level system? Because I created an alert level system. And I got to tell you, that shouldn't come from me. And I hate maintaining it in the aspect of that should be coming from many of the organizations that represent church security teams. I'm not an organization that represents church security teams. I am a guy with good social media outreach that gives you free training and free intelligence. It needs to come from them. I may keep doing it. I don't know. Would I raise the alert level now? I would not. I would keep it where it's at, which in my view is we're elevated right now. And we would maintain that for a long time. We were at severe or imminent back when we were bombing Iran. But the government should be doing that, and they're not. Now, look, at Christian Warrior, after we talk about these things, I will always tell you what you can do to protect your church. So now we're going to move into what churches should be doing right now to make sure they get the intelligence and they get this information in case you miss it from me. Now, look, number one, just follow Christian Warrior Training, not on YouTube. Follow me over at ChristianWarriorTraining.com. Sign up for my newsletter. If you sign up over there, you will get critical alerts more immediately than YouTube because YouTube suppresses my right to free speech. And there's certain things I can't put out there. And sometimes it's just easier to put it out in a newsletter and have it go to everybody's email box. What you should be doing right now is every team needs to have an intelligence officer. If you're a team of 1 for a church of 30, then you're the intelligence officer and you're the security guy and you're the team leader and the team member. If you have a large team, easy. People that do good, that do the role of intelligence officer are people that work in cybersecurity, were prior intelligence analysts in the military or in law enforcement, or somebody that knows how to do open source intelligence or OSINT and can dig up good stuff. So you need to designate one person to monitor all that open source intelligence. I do it daily. Your team can do it too. A good place to go is the FB-ISAO. Funny name is FB-ISAO. If you go to their website, I'll put it down here for you. If you go to their website, it's pricey. It's $200, but they put up information pretty constant and it's well worth the money. I think every church should belong. You want to make your team visible. Almost every security team is plain clothes because supposedly it makes you more friendly. Look, man, people want to see you in uniform. And I want to see you in uniform because I know what's going to happen is I'm going to get shot by a concealed carrier trying to stop an active shooter because this dude doesn't train and isn't being situationally aware, and I'm going to pay the price for it. If I'm in uniform, I'm less likely to get shot by law enforcement. I'm less likely to get shot by one of my own. And in saying, oh, everybody knows you. I've got a dead friend from Oakland PD who was killed by one of his own people when he was in plain clothes, taking a carjacker out at gunpoint, and he got shot and he died. You have to be in some type of uniform. I created, in fact, I'll put the picture up here. I created a shirt that says security with a nice Christian cross for the T. I think it's pretty awesome. You can wear that. I got a polo version. Do something to be in uniform. It also, when the bad guys come, they see that and now they're afraid. You want to control your entrances. Each entry point has to have a trained greeter or a guard that gives a welcoming presence of like, hey, welcome to our church. Can I help you find where you need to go? Let me help you. You're a Walmart greeter, basically, right? For the church security teams that are armed, you're an enhanced greeter. You're out front of the door looking into the parking lot as people come in, hold the door open for them. Hey, welcome, come in. And when you see that suspicious person, you intercede. You need to train consistently. How often do you need to train as a team? 4 hours every month at a minimum. You need to train in firearms, less lethal tools, close quarter tactics, medical response, de-escalation. You need to train in so much stuff. And look, if you're wondering how to train, how to go about it, go to ChristianWarriorTraining.com, hit the little search tool, type in training matrix. I have a yearly training matrix that you can pull that and it tells you month by month what you should be training in. And when that month arrives, I give you the outline. This is all free, by the way. This is not paid. I give you the outline. I give you the PowerPoints. I give you student handouts. I give you a handout for the instructor. It's all there. It is my gift to you as a fellow follower of Christ. Now, look, most importantly, you need to remember, if you follow ChristianWarriorTraining.com, sign up over there, you will get alerts about terrorism issues, pending attacks, how to train, free training, whatever you need over there. If you want to support me, I live off paid subscriptions. If you do a paid subscription, it helps me keep doing this and making this my full-time job. Now, look, we always talk about the Bible and the verses that I think are applicable to anything that we're talking about. And today, I want to talk to you about 3 verses that I think have to do with the government not helping you and for you being on your own, because no one is coming to help you except for our Lord and Savior. Jeremiah 17:5 says, "Cursed is the man who trusts in man and makes flesh his strength, whose heart turns away from the Lord." Now look, relying on government agencies for safety is a misplaced hope. Our trust has to be rooted in God, not in institutions. Psalm 144 says, "Blessed be the Lord, my rock, who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle." Look, preparation is not a denial of faith. It's an acknowledgement that God equips us with the skill and readiness to guard what he has entrusted to us. In Acts 5:29, I actually put it on my "Send Me" shirt. And basically it says, we must obey God rather than men. So when government fails to act like they are right now, or they stay silent like they are right now, we still have an obligation to obey God by protecting his people. Faithfulness includes stewardship of the flock. Now look, FBI and DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, are going to continue to investigate and arrest and prosecute people, but they will not call your pastor when a terrorist plot emerges. And that is why your church has to prepare with wisdom and vigilance. No one is coming to help you, but God equips his people. And with his right preparation, your church can be both safe and welcoming. I want you to pray for the safety of all of our people that are protecting our congregations. I want you to pray for the safety of the congregations. And I want you to pray that nobody listens for that call to attack us. And the last thing I want you to remember is your ABCs: always be caring.